Alright YouTube, I am back and it is time for more Uesugi campaign. I know some of you hate how I say that, sorry. Just gonna have to live with it at this point. We're halfway through the campaign. So we just took Kyoto, which is great. I kind of want to sit here for a few seasons until I gain command as the Shogun. And then that will also allow me to get a hold of some Great Guard and some other sweet benefits. So I'm actually just going to end this turn real quick. Let some of my troops start to retrain. I think I've still got monks making their way up to the front to rejoin armies where they were taken out by enemy agents. We do need to keep our eyes peeled for enemy activity, which we have here. The Hitori are going to make a run for Omi, and they honestly are going to be able to take it, and that doesn't matter whatsoever. They can have it. I'll just take it back on the very next turn, plus some of their provinces. Army crushed, so army sabotage, where was that? I don't want to see. Oh, in Mikawa, like that makes any difference. Okie dokie. Let's bring Masakage over here to deal with these pesky Hitori scum who feel it necessary to try and slow down my efforts. So I'm going to inspire this army. It's now got a monk in it again. And there is a lot of Hitori generals here. None of them are family members, but it looks like 4 generals. So let's go ahead and take these guys out. Oh, so yeah, on the Rome 2 front, last time I asked you all which faction you'd like to play as in campaign, and we don't have a whole lot of news about multiplayer, but I'd kind of like to discuss multiplayer a little bit. At least maybe we can discuss some stuff that we hope for. I think it's obviously going to be neat to have a whole bunch of different factions back in multiplayer. I do like Shogun 2 multiplayer. I am absolutely atrocious at it because it has evolved over time and I did not, because I was focusing a lot on campaigns, just didn't play a lot of multiplayer for a while. So I can still commentate matches, and I still kind of in general know what it takes to be a good online player. I just can't do it. So I just don't have the time to focus to get back into it either. So in any case, yes, my days as a multiplayer in Shogun 2 are at least temporarily over. I don't know how much I'll revisit the game once Rome 2 comes out. I'm not saying I'll never play Shogun 2 again, but I'm just saying they're at least temporarily over. Because I stink. Just, like, literally can't hardly play the game anymore. But I'll try. So hopefully when Rome 2 comes out, the game will be new. Not everybody that's playing it will be quite so well versed, and that'll probably give me an opportunity to actually play some games and show you some strategy without myself just getting beasted time and time again, at least in the beginning. It was the same way when Shogun 2 came out, and as time goes on and people figure out the game, I tend to get worse because I don't have as much time to spend on it. But that's okay. Multiplayer, so things that I'm hoping for obviously is balance. That's a big key. I really hope we don't have a big balance issue, though it is common. Look, the Hitori deployed way back here and they're just going to go camp this hill. That's okay, they can try and camp. They don't have any archers, so really I'm going to absolutely force them off the hill, at which point they can come down and die. My troops are running, which is going to make them tired, but that's okay. I can just put them fast forward and wait for them to get there and rest, and then I'll start picking them apart with archers. So balance is a big thing for me. I want all the factions to be playable in multiplayer. So for instance, like Napoleon Total War is an example of what I don't want. Like a few power factions, and then the rest of the factions are crap factions. And it was kind of the same way, not exactly in Rome Total War. If you played in low money, pretty much all the factions were potent. And then as the money went up, Rome became more and more powerful. So I hope that we veer away from that. I'd really like to see all the factions be very playable in multiplayer so that strategy abounds and you don't just end up with the same kind of games all the time. I think that's the biggest problem I have with Shogun 2 at this point. There are a lot of strategies in it. Unfortunately, though, there's some strategies that just really are very hard to beat when in the hands of an appropriate player. There's certain army types that when you put it in the hands of a skilled player, that it's hard to beat. Now granted, it's hard to beat a skilled player no matter what, But I'm just saying that, I mean, like in Shogun 2, there's definitely some army types that will help you win the game. And I'm not complaining about that. I mean, it's just kind of the nature of this game. It's very limited in the number of factions. It's just a different type of game, and so it's not like that just really irritates me. But it does make the multiplayer a little more bland, in my opinion. In the late game, at least. The multiplayer in this game was exciting for quite some time. So it's not like it didn't have a long time of enjoyment for me, and probably some of you out there that still enjoy it. And I'm not saying that I don't enjoy it, it's just harder for me to enjoy it these days because not as many people are playing, and a lot of the people I get matched up on are, to be honest, just outside of my skill level, and I don't have the time or the patience to get to that skill level. So it's really probably partly my problem as well. But I played against quite a few people tonight, and to be honest, probably only went 50-50 on my wins and losses, which is pretty bad. I certainly wasn't helping my win-to-loss ratio. These Hitori Yari Samurai are just standing out here, so I'll just let my archers go ahead and rip up on them since the computer wants to camp. I'll take out as many of their good troops as I can. I might be able to use my cavalry to draw out some more of their troops. There we go. That's actually what I wanted. I just wanted to pull their troops out here in the open where my arrows would be more effective. I'm guessing that the AI isn't quite foolish enough to go ahead and charge all the way down, but then again, they might prove me wrong. I'm just going to go ahead and inspire that Yari Ashigaru in the center, but I'm not even sure those Yari Samurai or Katana Samurai are going to make it to the front lines. I'm going to take my bows off fire at will, and I'm going to give them purposeful targets because I don't want them shooting my own Yari Ashigaru in the back. And apparently they did have some bows. I'm going to get some Yari Ashigaru out here to the flanks to help do some protecting. Alright, the enemy's charging forward in force, and I'm going to hit stand and fight. Get a last second spear wall there. Their cavalry can try and get around me, but that's not going to succeed. And now that my Yari Ashigaru are probably a little bit overwhelmed, I'll charge in my Katana Samurai from behind the spear walls. I'm going to pull all my bows a little further back. See if we can get out and around the flank here. Okay. I got their flanking attack stopped. All my Katana Samurai are now committing to the battle, and my Yari cavalry should be in position for some rear strikes.
My lord, their general has fallen. A cutting blow.
This is one very tempting looking melee blob here. And I'm going to hit this melee blob from the other side. Really kind of finish that off. Alright, there's a mass wave around the Hitori right now, and then a mass rout as well. Wasn't too bad picking the AI apart there. Pretty easy victory for Masakaga, and really only took major losses in one Yari Ashigaru, and that was only after it got 224 kills. Some of you get onto me for using Yari Ashigaru so much, but they're just so dang cost effective in campaign, and the spear wall is just so good. So yeah, I would highly recommend that if you're not using them in campaign, that you should be. Now, Yari Ashigaru don't excel at a fight in close quarters or in broken formation, and they don't always excel at a fight in a fort when they're coming up and over walls, but, you know, on open ground, just they are hard to beat as far as punch for the amount of cash that it costs you to get them. I'm going to go ahead and auto-resolve that, take this castle back. So the Hitori's reign in Omi was cut short there. which indeed makes me sad. And now for a little bit of payback, I'll come hit Yamato. We'll take it. And then on my next turn, we'll come up here, and I think I'll bring the troops from Omi into Iga, and then I'll quickly make a run for Ki and then Kawachi and just really put a knockout blow on the Hitori right here to kind of pay back the favor for their little insolence. But, you know, hey, they're just trying to defend their lands, so I guess I can't blame them. This is the army that needs the monk right here. Okay, and Kenshin's army should, yeah, it's replenishing very quickly because it's in such a large citadel. I've got all these buildings upgrading too. The only building I can't upgrade is this sword. And I may just go ahead and research that, so... yeah. I'll go ahead and start researching these things over here. I don't think it really matters what I research at this point, just because I've got so much power. There's very little the other clans can do. I say that. If they put on... ooh, Chosokabe, you're trying to get an army around me. I gotta go find that fleet. Okay, the Hitori are gonna attack my fleet here, and they do have 2 firebomb kabayas. I'll just make those the target of my bow kabayas and try and light them on fire. So I'll just target, you know, half of my bow kabayas on one and half on the other, and then I'll use my own firebomb ships to destroy, well, I guess firebomb ship to destroy their Sengoku Buneis. Another firebomb kabaya here for the Shimazu. Okay, let's get this rolling. And then we're going to go find that Chosokabe fleet. There's probably going to be a period where the computer is going to run a lot of nuisance battles on me, naval battles, a lot of armies. So my best strategy here, I am kind of waiting just a moment to take, you know, to get solid control of Kyoto and establish myself as the Shogun. I don't even really have to do that, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to want to keep moving, though, immediately afterwards. There's not going to want to be any sit-down time, so to speak, because I'm going to want to kill off my enemies quickly so that they don't have time to effectively resist. I think that's what I'm trying to get at. So let's get things started. Got my bow kabayas towards the flank, and I'm taking my medium buneis up the center with the support of my own firebomb kabaya. And I will be looking for the enemy firebomb kabayas. There is one on either flank. The Sengoku buneis, I'm not really worried about them. In fact, I'm going to sail wide with my bow kabayas and keep away from their Sengoku buneis. I kind of want their Sengoku buneis to come after my medium buneis so that I can protect them with this firebomb kabaya here. Okay, I'm going to click an attack order on that firebomb ship, and I'm going to lead kind of a goose chase off in this direction. Okay, that firebomb ship's getting too close to me. I'm going to sail off. Go, 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 fools, go! Don't let them get in range. Okay, good. I think I'm going to get away there. That was narrow, to say the least. And I've got a firebomb, but actually I'm going to sail this way where I can get away from that firebomb kabaya more cleanly. So again, just going to help lead a goose chase here. Keep my ships moving. I am letting these firebomb kabayas get a little too close. Okay, routed one. And the AI is following my bow kabayas in this direction as well. The Sengoku buneis won't be able to keep up with my bow kabayas going in that direction because it's against the wind. And I also took out one of their bow kabayas. Let's see if we can get this firebomb kabaya to surrender. Okay. I am effectively keeping away from their ships. I'm going to keep chasing this firebomb kabaya. There it goes, it surrenders. Okay, so I might be able to capture that one now. And let's move my medium buneis up to intercept along with my own firebomb kabaya. Okay, these guys are coming about. Okay, And the more that these two firebomb kabayas chase me, the better it is for me, because my bow kabayas will kind of be working them over and potentially killing them. And I know I can use my fire arrows. I'm holding off for just a minute. If those firebomb kabayas turn towards my medium bunets, then I will double back with my bow kabayas real quick, and then I've got these two that I can bring around this direction. Plus I can defend with my own. Okay. Okay, pushing an attack on their Sengoku bunets. One of them is going after my admiral, so I'm going to move my firebomb kabaya in that direction. And here I'm actually going to click an attack order on this one firebomb kabaya and see if I can single it out. Okay, no, alright, I'm going to move. Okay, yeah, those firebomb kabayas are making a move for my medium bunet. I can't really run away, it's too close to me. But I did target it with my medium bunet and got some kills on it. It's not real great though. It's not firing at me, which is very fortunate. It actually probably could have just thrashed me. I'm gonna get my own firebomb kabaya up here. I'm still, as of yet, uncertain how those firebomb kabayas aren't killing me. I'm gonna train all my fire into that Shimazu. Oh, there it goes. Crap. The Shimazu one got a hit on me. Fortunately, it was just one hit, 2 hits. But they're down to 6 men and they're about to rout. So, okay, fortunately, even with my blundering maneuvering, we've managed to avoid any major catastrophe here. Which means that my own firebomb kabaya should be able to range free. I'm gonna hit this Sengoku Bunet from behind with my own bow kabayas.
Our general is under threat, my lord! He's too important to lose!
I got some decent hits on that Sengoku Bunet. And we've got a waiver going on with the one that boarded my general. And at this point, I'm going to give a fire attack on this Sengoku Bunet. We hit it all at once. I've never successfully lit a Sengoku Bunet on fire. Oh look, my firebomb kabaya is stuck right up against the Sengoku Bunet, but the Sengoku Bunet can't board. So that's a really lucky circumstance for me, actually. Because then it allows my men to throw the fire bombs and the enemy has no recourse. Okay, we did rout. Yeah, naval battles are definitely kind of ugly on this game. I'm going to train all my arrows onto this one remaining Sengoku Bunet and see if we can take them out of action. I'm actually hitting some of my own guys, I think, too. I mean, firing over the top of your own ship can't be a sound strategy. And I may end up capturing a couple of firebomb kabayas in this particular battle, because I've got one surrendered by the Shimazu here, and then there was another surrendered by the Hitori. So we may have gotten lucky and picked up a couple. Alright, that's going to be it. Easy victory there. You know, one of the neat things about Rome 2 also that I'm excited about is it seems like each faction that you get to play as has at least a couple of different families or sub-factions that you get to play as. Like, so if you're going to play as Carthage, you can play as the Hanno dynasty, or you can play as the Barcid dynasty, and each one of those has a few like little oh look, man, I ended up with 3 firebomb kabayas, which is fantastic. Glad to take those off their hands. there's a small Hitori force raiding on me, but that's okay. Apparently the Hitano are up to something. Okay. Where was the assassination attempt? Metsuke increases in rank. Okay. Shut up. Get out of my way. Let's see. Proves our clan's great undertakings. Yadagarasu has come to lead us to victory. +2 melee attack. Crap, yeah. Okay. We'll take that. We like those kind of blessings. As long as it's not blessings for our enemies. Okay, so yeah, this Chosokabe fleet just sailed around me when I was meaning to come back and repair. So my fleet is in pretty bad shape, but I don't really have a choice but to come and fight them, because I can't let this army get behind my line. Now their fleet is in pretty bad shape too. So I'm just going to auto-resolve so we don't have to watch another big old naval battle. Okay, so that happened to be the fleet that I had hurt earlier. So now I should be able to get back into port here, which was fortunate, and we can repair that fleet, and it can now serve its purpose. Okay. Let's see where that assassination attempt was too. I want to see if it's one of my generals or a monk, or looks like maybe, yeah, it's one of my monks. I do not want the Hitano getting one of my good monks, so I'm going to attempt a character conversion. I at least perplexed him. That's good, so that'll get him out of my way for a moment. Sweet. He was perplexed. That's interesting. I always wonder, you know, it's... Oh, never mind. Boring discussion. Alright, so where's my other monk? He needs to get down here to support this other army. I'm going to bring him down here near Kyoto. And let's take this army that is here and begin our push. We don't want to give the Hitori any quarter. No room to recover. I do not know if I can make it clear to that city without taking winter attrition. And I do not know I can make it all the way to Iga. So that is good. I will do so. Okay. So we will take out the Hitori Capital right here, and they don't even have a defense force because I killed probably their main army in the region. So we're now in control of Iga as well, which is pretty sweet. Let's recruit some Ashigaru to hold some of these towns. I just want a small garrison to help with repression. Heck, let's take a risk, see if we can make it. Sweet. Alright, that'll definitely put some hurt on the Hitori. We just captured 3 of their provinces, basically all back-to-back there. Let's see. Don't have stand and fight with that general yet, but he's getting closer as time goes on. Alright. I think we are in pretty good shape here. Here's this. Okay, so these 3 firebomb kabayas. I'm going to get rid of one of these bow kabayas and bring over at least... I'm just going to go with 4 bow kabayas and 3... Well, you know what? No, I'll just keep some of these firebomb kabayas back here in reserve just in case I need them. So let's take them into port. Take all my ships in to repair and refit. Okay. Okay, that fleet's repairing. I think I get a Nihon Maru too for becoming the Shogun. I'm not certain of that. Let's go ahead and end another turn and see what happens. We've definitely basically broken the Hitori resistance for the most part. The Hitori still have a number of provinces though, so they're not gone. But I doubt they're going to be able to offer a huge resistance. Oh, I forgot I had that Metsuke that increased in rank. Let's take care of this monk real quick. It's the one in with this army. And let's go into converting because they have come in very handy for getting rid of annoying enemy agents. Agents that have abounded. That's okay. I need the computer to give me a challenge. Alright, let's go knock out Kawachi. Yeah, the Hitori are broken. It's just going to be a steamroll through their lands. There's very little they're going to be able to do about it. So, and this monk can now join this army. Okay, my fleets have repaired. Okay. There's a couple of Hitori fleets out there. Neither one has an army embarked. This fleet is now refit, so we will start sailing in this direction. There's a Chosokabe fleet, but it's of no concern. Okay. Alright, well we've definitely got ourselves in a good position. Oh, let's look at our agents and see if I can... I wish it would tell you on this screen whether or not they're leveled up, but I can quickly just scroll through, check all my agents, and find the one leveled up. Here he is. -10 to being assassinated, +1 to cunning when overseeing armies and towns. Now that's handy. Alright, all my Metsukes should be quite good at overseeing towns, which is their purpose, because it's driving up the tax income that I'm making in each province. Definitely a handy thing to take advantage of. I can probably train a whole new army too, because I'm making enough money, and I probably will. Yeah, because I can have another monk too, and I can train a lot of good units here in Kyoto. Some of these are almost finished. I should be able to train warrior monks there as well too. Let's go ahead and end this turn. Chosokabe, Hitori. The Hitori are going to come start a naval battle. So here we go again. Like I said, this is going to be the part where the enemy kind of gets to be in a nuisance, but the Hitori are running out of resources quickly. They're running out of provinces, ships. So there's really only so much more of this that they're going to be able to throw at me before they're just finished. This ought to be interesting. Gosh, I'm really excited to see what diplomacy is like in the Rome 2 campaign also. If diplomacy is better, it's going to make things much more fun, so you don't just get like random declarations of war. I also hope that... So I know an AI is never going to react like a human is. I don't expect that, and I'm never going to expect CA to deliver that. Wow, look at this sweet graphics going on right now. Yeah, I don't expect CA to deliver such a thing. We'll take a look off into the distance here. Let the enemy ships sail towards me for a second while we have a quick discussion. So, in any case, yeah, what I'm hoping, though, is... so, like, right now, a lot of you get mad at, hey, this guy doesn't play on Legendary. He sucks. Well, you know what? I don't want to play on Legendary. I don't find it entertaining. It's kind of like... it's because the type of challenge it poses isn't what I enjoy. I imagine if I spent the time and had the patience and sat down, I could learn how to beat the game on Legendary. I probably wouldn't be the best guy who ever beat it on Legendary, but I'm sure that I could learn to beat it. So it's just not the thing I like to do, and I don't find it very entertaining to watch, and I know a lot of you don't find it very entertaining to watch. Now, if you do find that type of thing entertaining to watch, there are people who make it. One such one that pops to mind right off the bat is Valoon. Valoon, I may say his name wrong, I'm sorry if I do. But the guy plays on Legendary campaign, and he's dedicated to it. He's got a lot of campaigns out there, and he does very well on those Legendary campaigns. And he's just one of which that I could mention. There's lots of folks who do it, so there's really no need for me to rehash what's already been done. I just like doing the campaigns for fun, so that you all can enjoy the watch. It's not me having to do strange tactics that are only effective because the game is on hard. Okay, so we're about to have a clash of the two fleets here. So I'm going to get things started and sail my Bokabayas forward. I'm then going to sail my Firebomb Kabayas straight towards that Heavy Bune. Okay, I should have used my fire arrow. Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh, this is going to be bad. So the AI can use fire arrows in the rain, and you cannot. It's a glitch. It's really quite annoying. And it can actually turn a battle against you because fire arrows are so powerful in naval battles. So it's really kind of unfortunate, and it may cost me the battle, but maybe not. I think my fleet's a little better, to be honest. Okay, I should be able to get volleys of fire bombs off here on the Sengoku Bune. I'm going to really work these firebomb kabayas up here closer to that heavy Bune and try and take it out of the fight.
One of our ships is withdrawing!
Yeah, my bow kabayas are going to be very vulnerable because they're going to be getting hit with fire arrows and they can't return fire arrows. Okay. Okay, my firebomb kabaya wrecked one of the Sengoku Bunes, and I'm coming alongside the heavy Bune over here. If I can take out their heavy ships, then I should be able to finish them off with relative ease. I say that, though. I mean, the enemy bow kabayas are just going to sail around like crazies. Okay, the enemy heavy Bune is now on fire. And this other Sengoku Bune is going to be in a great deal of pain. I'm going to have to go into repairs. Alright. Oh, that's a Hitori Bokabai. I don't know why I'm trying to select that. I'm going to try and get alongside this heavy Bune and keep the pressure up while it's on fire. My general is taking an obscene amount of fire. He's probably going to rout. But I'm just going to have to try and focus in here. There's only a limited effect that I'm really going to be able to have. One of the Hitori Bokabai just routed. It may have been the one that I had under concentrated fire. I don't know how that heavy Bune is keeping ahead of my firebomb kabaya. I'm going to get up and outrun it, get in front of it. Yo!
Our general is under threat, my lord! He's too important to lose!
I'm sure he is under threat. It is a battle, my friend. Alright, so a lot of the Hitori ships are starting to give way. I know I'm just kind of clicking blob orders here, and it's a little bit ugly, but I don't have a whole lot of choice, to be honest. Yeah, my firebomb kabayas. Come on. There we go. Got a few hits with my firebombs, but I'm taking casualties pretty fast. Might lose that firebomb kabaya. But the Hitori have lost pretty much all other bow kabayas. Concentrated fire seemed to do the trick. And then I can finish off this heavy Bune pretty easily here. It's going to do quite a bit of damage to one of my firebomb kabayas, but it's also taken quite a lot of damage. It's attempting to board one of my medium Bunes. I'll drop a mine right on top of it too. Merry Christmas! Oh, did it not drop the mine? No, I didn't deploy the mine. What a bunch of junk. Just order all my ships to attack this heavy Bune. Yeah, I didn't really maneuver very well in this battle, but that's okay. Golly, what's up with the pathfinding? Turn around. There we go. Hit a war cry there, and that may help drop them out of the fight. Yep, okay. Alright, so we defeated another large Hitori fleet, albeit ugly. It was acceptable. Alright, let's get back to the campaign map. Yeah, I've just been real thrilled about the way this computer's running. Some of you kind of wonder what the specs are on my computer. I'm going to make a quick video and explain the specs, and I'll post them on my channel, and I'll show you the computer as it's put together. that's probably all I'm going to record from now. I need to get going. I'll get this rendered and uploaded for you. And then, like I said, just be keeping an eye out in the near future for me to put a video up of what my computer looks like now that it's put together. And I'll post the specs on my channel. The Hitori fleet got behind me instead of the Hitano fleet, but it doesn't matter. There we are.
The wind has changed. Now, we fly like dragons. No longer will us bow to lesser men. All bow to me. But our enemies still march.
Wow, so now that I'm the Shogun, I get awarded the Nihon Maru, which is the flagship. I get a unit of Shogun cavalry, which I'm assuming is Great Guard. I get a 10% bonus to tax income and a morale boost.
Uesugi. All will fear me. For I am Shogun.
I am Shogun! And that reminds me of Admiral Price coming on all the time, and Admiral Price would be like, Shogun 2. You know, he did it so long that I'd probably pass out, and that's a pretty bad impression, but that was some pretty funny stuff back in the day when he was doing that. Admiral Price was definitely an interesting player. It was fun watching him play and listening to his commentary. Let's see. I'm going to repair all these ships that I just captured, and then I'll kind of rearrange them into fleets as soon as I get a chance. So Kenshin is the Shogun, and in the next video he is going to be back with a Fury and unleashing yet more pain onto the remaining resistance in Japan. You can see that the Hitori are building resistance in that area. There's the Nihon Maru, huge ship. So that'll be interesting. And then, yeah, there's the Great Guard and 2 units of Hitori Cavalry. So I think I'm going to combine that Great Guard in here with the Spears of Shizugatake, and that'll give me a pretty much invincible melee cavalry. Sorry, I can't talk. Alright, so HeirofCarthage, signing